Welcome to the No Name Yet podcast. That is the podcast with no name. And on tonight's show is the podcaster of all podcasters, the keeper of Halloween, Griddy.
That's right. Yes.
You were just commenting that you were feeling the chill of Halloween in the air already.
In the air, in my body, Halloween is officially here.
All right.
It has come.
It's coming.
The songs are playing. The videos are being watched. The plans are being laid out.
The goblin and ghouls are looking around the tree.
Oh, they're always in my building. So that the goblins and ghouls are year round here. Those never go away. We have
All
Christmas
right, yeah.
goblins, Easter goblins.
Yep. There's always goblins in the tower.
That's right. That's right. Gotta love them. Gotta love them.
So this week was supposed to be an Iron Sharpens Iron edition. And I want to thank Griddy for coming on tonight to...
Why don't you have like a cool thing with Iron? Why don't you have like a shrink? Like, why don't you have that by now? It's like your third episode doing that. You need like something like, where's the pizzazz? You know what I mean? Like, you need like a string to start it. You start it with like
you're
this.
right. You're right. I didn't even think
Start
of
it
that.
with like with the no name yet stuff. You got to cut that out. You got because I'm not even a part of that. Why I shouldn't even be there. You got to do something brand new. String like that. It's got to be quick. The thing is long. It's like, it goes on and on. You just have to shrink. All right, welcome to Bible Sharpens Bibles. Boom. That's it. And you start.
Sharpens Bibles.
That's it.
Yeah. I definitely will pray on it.
Pray. No, you could just literally like do it in like an hour. You just go to Fiverr or something. I don't think there's much prayer to be done.
Well, maybe you can help me with that. I've never done that before.
Yeah, you just do like shrink. That's it.
All right. So last night I got held up at work, or I was working over, doing chaplain stuff, and went into the time that I'd be preparing myself for the podcast. So I rescheduled with the Reverend Felicia Y. Collins, and that we will be recording our episode next week. So look for another Iron Sharpens Iron with the Reverend Felicia Y. Collins, the woman who smiles when she preaches, next week. And we'll be talking about her favorite passage of Scripture. Amen.
Which is what? Tease it.
Psalm 23.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's my favorite too. Also my favorite. It's a classic. Read it all the time.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. I read it all the time.
So having to cancel with Reverend Collins, Griddy agreed to come on this next day and record because Reverend Collins could not record this day. And so we're gonna it seems like it's gonna be a short episode, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. There's no need to project. Just do it,
Yeah.
No need to even think about it. Just 10 minutes is 10 minutes.
Okay.
Who's clocking us? We don't get paid by the hour.
No, we don't get paid at all.
That's right.
I wish I got paid for every beep I had to put in the episode.
Yeah, some of them it'd be a pretty lucrative episode.
It would. But that last episode, if folks have not seen Lizzogate, it really
Great title.
It's got to be one of the best.
It's very possible. I know I was in rare form. So I've heard.
Off the wall.
So I've heard.
Yes, you have fans. Yep. You have fans. A woman that started coming to my church that I met through my doing chaplaincy. I unbeknownst to me, started watching the No Name Yet podcast. And
very popular show. It's a very popular show.
and she has become a very big fan.
I am so honored. Who's this? What's her name?
Her. Well, I don't want to say her
Can you
name.
spell it? Well, whoever it is, I love you very much. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so
I had
much.
told you that she had said how much that she liked the episode and was a fan of yours too, and
I'm honored.
she appreciates the irreverence of the no name
I've never been called
podcast.
that, but I'm glad to be called that.
Yep. So she knows who she is, and she's probably going to be
You
watching
know who
this.
you are, and we
So
love
we
you.
thank you. And as we said at St. James AME Church, we love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
So,
And donate. That's what we used to say at AME Church. We used to say we love you.
Yeah,
There's nothing you can do about it as long as you donate.
No, we didn't say it that way.
That's what they said. I heard at the big meetings they would say that.
Well, maybe
we go. We love you. At the big, the big conferences, they go. We love you as long as you're donating because we need the pool.
I think that's what I think that's what certain people heard, no matter what was said.
That's what I heard all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't a very good AME pastor because half the time I'd forget to do the offering.
That's right. I'd be like, yo. I'd be like, yo.
That's right. That's right. That's your
be like this.
Your sign. Oops.
That's right.
Let's go back. We forgot the offering.
Mm-hmm. Or sometimes I just hit the music and you're like, oh, what the hell?
Yep. Okay.
It happens. Forget stuff all the time.
Yeah. So when we were getting ready to come on the air,
oh no.
We were talking about the president.
Oh no, not this.
So this is the clip that I mentioned, and I just want to play it for you and see what you think.
Okay.
So this is our president of the United States. This is when he was running for office, and then we all know that Mr. Biden has decades
not of sound mind
of experience. And
proudly for Holloway, proudly for your dad, first African American state senator in the state of Delaware. Everything about. And by the way, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I tell you what, the men, they're now all men, the guys I work with down here, and they're all guys at the time, they're all good men. Most of them made an awful lot of themselves. And Earl Larkin had a rough time. And some of you knew Earl. I came back as a public defender.
So there he is.
We're back. Wow, what a speech. One of the best speeches I ever heard. I think the speech that I made, I truly believe this. The speech that I made for my Christmas tree that passed away sadly and suddenly, maybe 3 weeks ago, will just dismantle any speech Joe Biden has ever said. Truly.
Probably, yes.
What do you know of any I've never heard of anyone rubbing somebody's leg, no matter what age they are, old, young, to see the hairs go back up. What does that even mean? I don't even understand that. I've never heard of something like that. I've never even thought of something like that.
I don't know.
The thought of doing that has never crossed my mind.
Did you see all the kids around him? Like all it was like words.
I don't know what that man was just talking about. Was that pre or post election?
That was pre-election.
Wow. That is some wild stuff right there. That is insane.
That is the man who
you said that's pre-election, like so that was before
people voted for codes. What's that?
What you said that's pre-election, so before. I just
pre-election.
So before. So like this is right before somebody went in and they went, that's the guy.
Yes.
That's what he did before somebody went in the booth, right?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, everybody has their choices in life. Everybody has their preferences.
Everybody does.
You know, some people like to rub old men's legs and watch the hair stand up, which I don't even know how that works in the pool, especially.
Well, I think he was saying when he was a kid, they used to do that.
No, he said the kids do that to him now.
Oh, is that what he said?
Who knows what he said? That's what it sounded like to me.
All right. Yeah. That was.
Let's talk about roaches.
I know. I don't know where the roaches came from.
I don't know.
So, I encountered a video today, and I don't know if you've seen it in the news, but I thought we'd discuss it a little bit, and then I have one more thing, and then we'll be done.
So you think?
So I think. So, have you heard that Twitter is coming out? Yes, X is coming out with new moderation rules.
I heard something today along the lines of they will be taking out the blocking feature, but I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
That's what Justin said.
Yeah, I saw that text. I don't know if that's the case.
I don't know anything about what goes on X.
All right. Well, the woman that Elon Musk appointed CEO,
right?
Linda Yaccarino.
What a wonderful name.
Yeah. From NBC News.
Mm-hmm.
She worked for NBC News. She, for a billionaire who purchased Twitter for way too much money, with the promise that it was going to be a free speech platform, really picked somebody that is really not for free speech. But apparently what they need to do is they need to make this platform profitable, because I guess the projections on the money that it's making are pretty abysmal.
So what will they be doing about that?
Well, they're going to be introducing some new content moderation policies, and they're supposed to be cutting edge. And
wow,
basically, censorship is censorship, whether you call it content moderation or shutting people
details
up.
About this?
Well, I have a couple clips. Now, the first clip is her talking about this with Elon Musk back in May. And I just want you to observe her. And I have a couple comments, and you make whatever
Back in May, right? They've been talking about this for a minute.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
So you've got a massive platform. You have a vision.
Yeah.
That is a spectrum of just daily open sourced conversation, and they can conduct their lives, their business, their commerce, whatever they can do on your platform. That's a pretty big vision. But in the middle should be advertising opportunity. That sounds like a great opportunity. I can talk about my brand, I can get my customers to communicate, and then they could also buy stuff. That sounds pretty good, right?
You'll be able to buy things just directly on Twitter. One click, boom, done.
All right, there's more of an introduction to Yaccarino.
Okay.
And I know that people frown upon commenting on people's appearance.
Oh boy. We're gonna go low.
I don't think it's that low. How much do you think that garbage bag that she was wearing cost?
I honestly was not even I have to look at it again. I was not even paying attention.
Okay. So
I was thinking about how cool it's gonna be that you could buy stuff on X.
Did you really think that?
Yeah, why not? Why what's wrong with that?
Oh, I'm gonna have to bleep myself. Because when I listen to people from the corporate world, that the way that they talk, like as she's talking right now, all I think every syllable is that they're full of.
What would be the why would that be?
I don't know.
Right
she's doing her flipper hands. You know,
Projection e-commerce. In the
yep.
middle is the
Yep.
state of the world.
She's arranging the corporation in a way
Well, is she
that is
Italian?
going to be dynamic.
Is she Italian?
Yes.
All right, so that explains like most of that.
No, yeah, some of it.
That
But we
do this.
She's got the corporate flipper hands. I mean, Italians don't do this.
Oh, that's
They
true.
do this.
It's at an intersection of corporation and Italian. Leave her alone. Yacarino ain't do nothing to me yet. So why you busting her balls? What'd she do? There's got to be something else.
Because she's a corporate shell that's gonna censor X. Because that's why.
You think he would let that happen?
Huh?
You think he would let that happen?
Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I didn't think so.
He's lost. I mean, some people project that already he's lost about $30 billion.
Right. So when will this? What's the next piece of evidence you have to support that claim?
Okay.
Because so far you just said I could buy a hoodie on there.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, I forgot that's what that clip was, and then Glenn Greenwald comments on it. But let's go to the other clip. Thank you for keeping me on point.
Yeah, because I got to know what's the problem here. I don't see anything wrong yet.
Okay.
On the screen, ex-CEO Linda Yaccarino on content moderation. So this is what they're touting. New content moderation policies that, as she put it, are tools that no social media platform has ever used before. They're brand new, and apparently they see them as innovative. And here's how she described it.
Staggeringly, they take it down. And that reducing that hateful content from being seen is one of the best examples how X is committed to encouraging healthy behavior online.
Okay, who wants big tech companies, including X, to encourage healthy behavior online among adults? Where do these big tech companies and people like Linda Yaccarino get off believing they're competent to decide what healthy behavior is when it comes to political speech, and that they can, like, paternal figures or teachers foster it? That's something my kids' teachers do. They reward positive behavior and they stigmatize or punish negative behavior. That's how you raise children. That's not how you permit adults in a supposedly free speech setting to function. And the fact that she's so proud of the fact that 30% or so just voluntarily censor their own speech once they get a warning seems creepy to me. That is exactly what this will do. Is it will create a climate where, you know, the only way you can stay on Twitter is if you avoid saying things that Linda Yaccarino and the people she hires think is awful content. She's from NBC News. I wonder what she thinks is awful, but I don't have to wonder that hard because of her career and where she came from. And that kind of self-censorship, where Twitter sends you a warning and you say, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm going to take it down myself, I'm never going to do it again, is a chilling effect. That's what censorship often does, is it fosters self-censorship. That's what they're explicitly saying they want to engender. Let's listen to the rest.
And today, I can confidently sit in front of you and say that 99.9% of all posted impressions are healthy.
How do you define healthy, though? Is porn healthy? Are conspiracy theories healthy?
Oh, porn is on there.
Goes
Porn is
back
on
to my
there.
point about our success with freedom of speech, not reach. And if it is lawful, but it's awful, it's extraordinarily difficult for you to see it.
But how many millions of people follow Kanye West? Lawful but awful. And he's allowed back on.
You know, Kanye.
First of all, notice that every time journalists, corporate employees of big media corporations ask questions about big tech officials, it is always, and I mean always,
Hello, can you hear me?
from the direction of insisting and demanding that they censor more or complaining they're not censoring enough. So if I were conducting this interview, I'd be asking her things that I just raised. Who determines awful?
What is that?
Was this any different than what the pre-Elon Musk Twitter regime was?
I was losing my mind. What the hell was that?
I wanted to see. I wanted to see how you'd react to that. They're bringing in the next guest, but they don't realize that they're talking over Glenn.
I thought I was having a mental breakdown. I'm like, there's no way that's going on in the clip. I'm hearing things right now. This is bad.
But you get the gist of
That's why I thought he bought it so people could say whatever they want. That doesn't make any sense, and I don't like Yacarino anymore. I didn't like it before, but now I don't like
it doesn't make any sense. And it's I had it here in this article now.
That's why I thought X was so funny, because everybody that was upset that their opinion was going to be highlighted over everybody else's, and everybody else's would be basically blackballed and blacklisted. They were upset because I thought it would open up the floodgates for everyone to say whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
So now we're going to play this game where the head of the company or whoever, the moderators are going to pick and choose what is healthy and what's unhealthy.
Right.
That is absurd.
And they use things like it's supposed to resonate with us as the consumer or the audience. Says she defended the company's content moderation policy, saying X embraces an approach called freedom of speech, not reach.
What does that mean?
So if it goes on to say, which means it has a zero tolerance for illegal content, but it is not going to ban content that is lawful but awful.
Oh, like if you say something out of line, they won't promote it though. They'll be shadow banned.
But if it's lawful but awful, you will be shadow banned.
Lawful but awful?
Yeah.
That is the lamest thing I've ever heard.
It says corporate speak
lawful
along with the flipper
awful.
hands.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
One of the corniest things I've heard. The corniest thing I've heard all year.
Yeah. And so
get out of here. She's gonna make me want a Yacarino. Yacarino over this table.
And so what they're saying, I mean, all this, what they speculate this is being done because a lot of the big corporations have been hesitant or have not been placing ads on X, but I guess Coca-Cola and Ford might have come back. Don't quote me on Ford, but Coca-Cola. And so they want these big corporations to come back, which says to me that we do live in a fascist country. Now, some people are going to recoil at that because when they say fascist, they think of the Spain with Fernando Franco as a dictator, or Mussolini or Hitler. But the definition of fascism is the collusion of corporate and state power. And this is exactly what this is.
We're going to be bowing down to the elites, whatever they want, the people with the money.
Yes.
Absolutely absurd. I thought that's why he bought it, so he could do whatever he wants with it and lose as much money as he wants because he doesn't need the money.
Yep. And some people might say, no, it's X trying to make a buck, and the corporations are the ones that are going to pay the advertising. But the thing about it is they're all in it together. I mean, the X is going to be doing exactly what it was doing before Elon Musk bought it. And who's to say that they're doing this to make a buck? They're not going to start paying it. They're not going to start taking people down at the government's behest like they were doing before.
Wow. And they're gonna be getting those emails from the government like, yo, take that, shadow ban that, block them, whatever, all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely absurd. I don't like to hear that at all. I was a big fan of X because I thought it was just going to be wild west on there.
Mm-hmm.
No, guess not. Can't say whatever. No. It's not even. It's not even wild west to say whatever you want. In a civilized manner. Let's put it that way. Like, obviously there's rules and regulations on what you can post and what you could say that everybody will agree on. Like a normal human being will agree on. There's a few key things that it's like, no, that's insane. But a political statement, because that's basically what they're going to do, is they're going to censor people's political statements. And now anything you say is essentially a political statement. Anything you say is taken as a political statement. If you talk about guns, that's a political statement. You can't just be pro-gun. You can't just be like, I would like a gun to protect my home. You saying that, you're a right wing, you're a fascist, blah, blah, blah. Anything you say in one way or the other is going to be, now you are enveloped in a whole political statement when that's not true.
Mhm.
There's gradients to everything. I'm not one or the other. I don't care about any of them. I'm me, and that's it. I like some things that these people say. I like some things that these people say. But this day and age, if you say one thing, well, they go, well, that's a very leftist thing to say, isn't that? Well, yeah, maybe that is, but it's not what I am. So
Right,
now that's
yeah.
what X is going to be. That's what it's just. It's not really about. It's all going to be about politics. That's what it is. It's whoever's running the app. That's what kind of political. That's what they're going to favor, and we know which one usually gets favored. Let's put it that way. This day and age.
And I think a lot of this stuff too, now, because that the dissemination of information and a lot of it, is propaganda. That I think a lot of this censorship effort is on behalf of the mainstream media, because people are getting their news from content creators,
Right.
on YouTube, on Rumble, through Twitter. And, Glenn Greenwald has 500,000 followers, that the man that we just watched. That particular episode had 25,000 views, which eclipses a lot of the numbers that shows on CNN and MSNBC are, and
down the tube.
even Fox after Tucker left.
Oh, big time, big hole, right in
the
the company, big hole.
Yeah, content
Big
creators
mistake.
have better ratings than the traditional cable news outlets,
Right, big time.
and
And you can say whatever you want.
yeah,
You're not beholden to anybody until now, when X and YouTube and all these people, they are also, so the independent content creators will be silenced via the platforms that they are on. Now that you have Kick and you have Rumble, it's going to be a little better. And the thing I like about these platforms are becoming very, very large.
mm-hmm.
I mean, compared to the predecessors, which did not make it that far, but they had to walk so these platforms could run. It's very cool to see. Kick is going to be kicking Amazon's at Twitch's ass, who was acquired by Amazon, and everybody's upset about Kick because you can gamble on there, and their main source of income is through gambling, and that's why they can pay, because Kick is paying millions of dollars to these streamers. They're like, listen, and then we don't even want you to be exclusive. Just come over and we'll pay you $30 million. But people always got this argument. Well, it's gambling, and it's just gambling on there. It's like, okay, what are they doing so bad that our politicians aren't doing, that, all these other elites aren't doing? They're promoting gambling. You can gamble. You can, as an adult, you can gamble. It may not be legal, I guess, to gamble. Is it? It's not legal to gamble in the U.S., right? Like, kind of, they work through like a back end way, right? Because they have to be like, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I don't think a U.S. a company in the U.S. can like have a gambling website. I think you have to be outside the U.S. Because anytime I went to gamble online, I had to go through. I had to call my card and be like, no, this is an international purchase. I approve it. So I think that's the way they get around it, because I think it's illegal to have like a gambling website in the U.S. But who gives a is it that bad? Well, some people, they can't handle it, so when they go on the website, they get itchy and they want to gamble. And okay, but I mean, what are we gonna do? We're gonna cater to everybody, so they make their money from gambling. There's a lot of other weird, horrible ways that people make their money with blood. Are we gonna cry about this? Are we gonna complain about this? I didn't hear anybody cry about the Amazon when they shut the guy's house down. Nobody was really crying about that. So I don't want to hear about Kick, because Kick is going to be kicking their asses. Kick is great, and Rumble is great for now, unless there's something I don't know. But everything I know from what I understand is positive. I don't understand it.
Well,
be an adult.
The gambling thing concerns me, but I'm not going to make a big issue of it. I'm not going to make a big issue of it now, because you make some valid points. that the elite, that the people in government are doing far worse things. I mean, I worked at a casino, Gritty, and I saw people lose houses and businesses.
How many so anybody can walk in a liquor store, right?
Yeah, well, let's not
I'm not
argue
saying
that.
that. I'm not saying
Let's
anything
not
against
argue
you.
that
I'm not
point.
saying anything against you. I'm just saying anybody can walk in a liquor store.
Right.
Is it that big of a deal? Is it that big of a deal? I'm saying the grand scheme of things, is it that big of a deal?
Well, I mean, we were talking about online gambling. You can't get online and immediately have a drink in your hand.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think that's the difference. You
gotta
can
work
get
with it.
online and immediately start gambling.
And you can get online and immediately watch porn. And you can get online and immediately do a lot of other things. So is gambling the one we're gonna that's the one we're gonna be like, well, kick. I'm not a big fan because they have gambling. Like, come on. This is what we're gonna say. This is our big gripe about Kick.
Well, I don't know anything about Kick. I'm not coming at Kick at all.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that's
coming
like,
at gambling in general.
That's what the people are usually saying whenever these big contracts get thrown. Like, well, they're only able to do this because of this, and it's like, yeah. So what? If your father owned a casino, what are you gonna say when he gets your birthday gift? Oh, this is no, the person lost their house for me to get this Rolex. No, you're gonna take the gift. Like, let's stop. Let's stop already. We're adults.
I had a point way back when. I don't even remember what I was going to say now.
But I was just making the point. I just went off on a tangent that these apps are coming out, and I hope they do well.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. So, in reference to Rumble, that in this very show that I used 2 clips from, that Glenn Greenwald makes the point that he believes that right now, the people that are running Rumble mean what they say. That they're are prepared. People. They are prepared to stand up for free speech, even if it's not the best business decision. And that's evidenced by that France wanted Rumble to take RT off of the platform. Or they were gonna they said that Rumble couldn't do business in France anymore, and Rumble said, that's fine, we won't do business in France.
Bam, boom, done.
Yeah.
You gotta like that. You gotta respect that.
Yeah. So
within reason, everybody deserves a voice.
Yeah.
Within reason.
I mean, you have a right to be wrong, you have a right to be stupid.
Yeah,
you
like
even have a right to be racist according to the Constitution.
When they're like, oh, we don't want people spreading out fake conspiracy theories or conspiracy theories because then people might believe it. That's on the person believing it. If they're going to be a dumbass, that's on them. Okay.
In a free society with freedom of speech, yes, that is a risk.
You could say there's lizard people under the ground, and I wouldn't want to take that down.
But you know why that censorship is so prevalent now is because the government as a whole has decided it's no longer doing anything for the people.
Well, and because real information comes out and they're like, well, we want to censor that. Because now real information comes out via TikTok, Rumble, all these other places. So now they need to do that.
They just want us to comply and do what they say. Believe what they tell us.
Because now it's not coming from a freaking teleprompter and a puppet in a suit. It's coming from whoever has the info. Whoever got the scoop could tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
And they can put it out as far as they want. It's a shame to hear that X might go down this path, down this dark path.
So I'm not gonna I'm gonna ride the wave and see what happens because I've been enjoying X. The most I've ever enjoyed Twitter/X since I've had it.
That's great to hear.
And
are you paying?
Some people, what's that?
Are you paying?
Yes. Because you don't get all the features if you don't.
I thought it was is it features that you could use to tweet or read?
Well, the big one for me is being able to post whole episodes of the podcast.
Right.
If
That's
you're
important.
if you're not a subscriber, then I think you can only post like 5-10 minute videos.
It's important. That's important.
And what's the other thing? I think the edit features. And the length of your tweets.
Oh, you can make them longer now. Everybody was begging.
Yeah,
for
like
that
I can
for
put the
20
full.
years.
I can put the full description of the podcast in the heading of the tweet with the video, and then there's a little thing that shows up. Only the first 280 characters will show, but then it has got the little read more that people can click on, and so you can see the whole description of the show.
Is it even called a tweet anymore? What do you call it?
That's what I don't know.
Is it a tweet? Is it an X?
Because
Something on an X? Sent you an X?
I don't know because
I was wondering. It's probably a post.
It's
probably considered a post now.
Yeah, because now it's repost. It's not retweet.
Yeah. So it's probably a post, right? Right.
So
horrible to hear that we may be saying RIPX.
Yeah.
In a mere matter of months, weeks.
We'll see what happens. But I was disappointed to hear that.
Well, are we already saying RIP Threads? Is that already dead? Has to be, right? I don't hear anybody talking about it.
I have not heard anything about Threads in 2 weeks.
Except for the mass exodus.
Yeah.
That's it, which is appropriate.
And for those that don't even know what Threads is,
don't even bother.
It was Facebook's attempt at Twitter.
Right, because we know Facebook does so many things well. We saw what they did with Meta. We saw the alternate reality. I mean, they just knock it out of the park every time. They know what the people want. I'll tell you right now. If it's one company that knows what the people want, it's Meta. No nefariousness in their company at all either. And I'm not saying that if there was lizard people, they would work there. I'm not saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm just saying that some people may think that. I don't believe that. But
I think the CEO, there's a good chance he is a lizard person. But
you remember that picture that went viral, right? Of all of them, and they look like Halloween decorations.
No, I didn't see that.
Look that up right now. Look up Facebook employee selfie. See,
is that it right there?
But I always remember seeing this one where they're not smiling. Are they actually smiling?
Oh yeah, they're smiling.
Because this is the one I remember seeing.
Oh, okay, hold it up. Hold it up. Keep it up there until it stops. Oh yeah,
that's the one I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's real now. I never seen the one of them smiling. I don't know which one's the real one.
Okay, here's on May 6, 2022, Twitter user TCastro88 tweeted a version of the photo that showed everyone frowning instead of smiling.
Really? That was a fake picture?
The tweet also included zoomed in screenshot of different people within the photo, captioning all of them, "You can't convince me they aren't aliens." The tweet received roughly 664,800 likes over the course of 3 days. On May 8th, 2022, Twitter user IH Power used the frowning edit tweet, captioning it, "Have a selfie like the humans do," earning roughly over 200,000 likes in one day.
Really? I didn't know this was fake. That's a great picture.
Yeah.
I didn't know till today. I never even seen the smiling one till today. I've only seen the frown. Not even frowning. One. They're just like, they just have like a regular face.
Yeah, yeah.
That is a great edit, man. Yo. That is crazy.
That is crazy. Well, I mean, even Zuckerberg smiling is
him
really
on his own.
Scary.
Him on his own. Yeah. The rest of the crew, they look all right.
Yeah.
Not the one, but the chick behind him looks a little out of it. She looks like a nurse. She looks like that nurse that was banging that. She was like that nurse that was banging that guy to death.
Oh no, the one from England.
Yeah, she banged the guy in the car.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I was wrong. I never seen that picture. I stand corrected. But we know Zuck looks like an alien though. The rest of them, they're all right.
Yeah, he does.
There you
There's
go.
peop-
Happy Halloween.
There's people drawing beards on them and different hair.
They give him black eyes.
Oh
I
my
am so
lord.
glad I looked at it. I did not know that was fake.
Yeah. So the other thing that I have is I just wanted to ask you about your taste tests.
What about him?
So you
I
just
didn't mean to sound aggressive there. Like, what about, like, I'm being like, this is what is that called? Like a interrogation.
defensive.
What would you like to know, Dick?
So you just did a McDonald's peanut butter crunch.
That's right. Pretty good. Everybody, not a lot of people enjoyed it. I liked it.
You liked it.
I liked it. I would
And
say very much.
how was the Barbie pasta taste test?
That was surprising. That was the shock of the year because I never had feta cheese before. The only memory I have of anything similar is goat cheese, that's what feta cheese is, half goat, half sheep, from what I understand. Okay. So I only remember me and Clay having goat cheese on a piece of pizza that my dad brought home. So I was like, I hated it. So I'm like, oh, this has feta cheese in it. This is going to be disgusting. It was feta cheese, beets, coconut milk, and then like olive oil and stuff. And a lemon, which I forgot to put in there. So I think it's going to be gross. It was pretty freaking good. I don't know if I'd make it again. I think I put a little too much cheese. I think if I adjusted it, it was good. It was good though. If I adjusted it a little bit, that's something I could eat more than once.
So was that like a recipe or?
Yeah, it was a recipe on Instagram, on Instagram.
Okay. All right.
A recipe, and we've discussed this. It's been a big topic in the office about why my pasta was not pink like the woman's. It was pink, but everybody else's Barbie pasta was mad pink. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can. I can't find it right now, but hers was really pink, and then another person's was really pink, and another person's was like really like, like neon or something. And mine just came out like a light pink. So we're assuming, Cemetery Girl and I at least are assuming that these people are dyeing it and not saying it. Because I did the recipe pretty much as stated. And mine was not that pink, like that insanely pink.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good. I think everybody should try it. It is the easiest recipe you're ever going to make.
Okay.
You just throw everything in the blender, blend it up, you're done. You're done. If you like feta cheese, you're going to love this. Mix is so great with the beets. Just like, bam, perfect mix.
And is that what gives the pasta the color?
Yeah, the beets give it the, and I guess the cheese makes it more pinkish.
Okay.
Than red.
So Oreo brownies.
Oreo brownies was smash. 5 out of 5. One of the best things I tried this year. Oreo brownie was sick. Was awesome. There is a debate. Let's get into this right now.
Okay.
What makes an Oreo an Oreo? You tell me.
The chocolate and frosting sandwich.
The frosting, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people are saying it is just the cookie that makes, because my argument was, how is that an Oreo brownie when there's no cream in there? Now, I did not want cream in there. I expected it. I don't like cream-filled things, okay?
Okay.
That much. Like a Twinkie doesn't have like an excess of cream, the ones I've had, so I give it a pass. But like a ding-dong and a ho-ho, all that shit, mad cream in there. I don't like it. I'm saying what makes an Oreo is the cream center. Because how many Oreo products do you see that don't have cream in it? How many? One? There was one Oreo product that I remember as a child that it was these little Oreos that had like little holes in it, and there was like specks of like white on it, but it was no frosting. It was just like these to-go Oreos. Every other Oreo product, every other Oreo cookie has frosting in it. Oreo minis, any iteration of Oreos, pumpkin spice, caramel apple, mocha, you name it, there's frosting in the Oreo, okay? What makes an Oreo is the frosting. If you take it out, It's a chocolate cookie. Enough.
Enough.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They say, oh, well, if you get an Oreo sundae, there's no cream on it. Well, it's just a name. But really, it's not an Oreo
Yeah, but
sundae.
there's flecks of that frosting in.
Is that true?
Yeah, like the cookies and cream. If you get
Yeah.
good cookies and cream, you can taste the Oreo frosting within.
Well, if that's the case,
ice
then it's an
cream.
Oreo. Then that's
Yeah.
an Oreo thing. If there's no cream in it, it ain't an Oreo. You're not. Nobody goes to the store and go, you know what I'm in for? I'm in the mood for a plain Oreo cookie. Who does that? Literally nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody does that. If they came out with that, it would not be a big smash. I'm assuming.
There's no frosting in the middle, then it's a cookie. It's not.
They've
an Oreo.
never made it. Ask yourself that. Have you ever seen an Oreo without the frosting besides the one I just named that I can't remember that I don't even think exists anymore? By the way,
no.
When's the last time you saw an Oreo with just 2 cookies like that? You know what's holding the cookies together? Frosting. Ridiculous.
It's like when Gary Goldman talks about sugar cookies.
I love Gary Goldman.
All cookies are sugar cookies because a cookie without sugar is a cracker.
Come on. How can you argue with that? How can you argue with that? So the Oreo brownie did not have any cream on it. I was like, all right, I wouldn't want cream in it. Drizzle cream on top, maybe. Not that I would want that, but if you're gonna call it an Oreo brownie, what is Oreo about it if there's no cream in it? And that's how this debate sparked. Because I'm like, it's not an Oreo brownie. There was no Oreo crumbles. There wasn't even Oreo cookie on top. So it's just chocolate brownie. But it was a great chocolate brownie. It was a phenomenal chocolate brownie.
So Griddy, there's all this talk about cream.
Oh boy.
Reminds me that you're very sensitive about things that are said that might implicate somebody's sexuality as being heterosexual.
Maybe.
So I want to ask you this. All right. So I was there was a woman that came to me and she really was venting. She just needed to vent.
About cream?
What's that?
About cream?
Well, not about cream. But so she took in these 2 young men that were either like a nephew or cousins of hers. They didn't have any place to stay. And since they've been there, that there's been some things that they've done that, she's like, I want my house back. I really want them gone. I don't want to kick them on the street, but they got to go.
Out of there. Get them out.
One of the things that is pushed her over the edge is they've been eating her out of house and home. So what she did is she went and she bought hot dogs because they were a little bit more affordable.
Right. Everybody got some in the freezer.
And so these 2 young men told her they don't eat hot dogs because hot dogs look like something and they're not gay.
They're phallic in nature. Well, there are some people that if you see them eat a banana, they say the proper way to eat a banana would be to peel it and take a piece off and then go like that. Now, I do not subscribe to that. I'm not that far down the rabbit hole, okay? That's a little too crazy for me, okay? Some people are, okay? They are definitely, Stephanie likes to take screenshots of me on FaceTime with things of that nature to make me look crazy. Okay. All I'm going to say, and I don't agree. The hot dog thing, that is out of control.
Out of control.
I eat hot dogs all the time. Love them. But I do chop them up sometimes, not because they're phallic in nature, because I want to incorporate them in like a meal. Okay. But I have no qualms with eating a hot dog because it is phallic.
Well, my pastoral advice to her was to go back to the market and buy and then fill her refrigerator with hot dogs.
Hot dogs, bananas.
And say either this or you don't eat.
Hot dogs, bananas, and popsicles. That's what you get. That's all you got. And sausages. Anything else? Anything else you could think of? But it's all going to be phallic from now on. Yeah. That's all you get.
And
then we can, and if you're gonna drink out of something, we can get him the mugs that she could fill her house with the mugs that Justin got. Who should you get that for? Crow. He got it for Crow, which is a bunch of dicks on the mug.
So on a I guess a more serious note and a more and a positive note, that people like this woman really have helped out a lot of people in the world. And sometimes people like her gotta put up with this BS.
Nah, bro, that's crazy. We're not gonna eat the
Yeah.
hot dogs.
Yeah, we're not gonna eat the hot dogs because we're not gay. So you liked the pineapple Pepsi?
I liked it. Yeah, I didn't want to finish it. By the time I got to the end of it, I was like, I've had enough.
Okay.
It was all right. It's good in moderation for me. Mo loved it. He loved it.
And the one I
said it
wish
was
I
good.
the one I wish I had watched, which does not look good to me, is the breakfast cup of noodles.
That was pretty good.
It was good.
That was pretty good. Everybody thinks it's gonna be bad, but it is good. It is sweet. It's salty. It works. It's just little chunks of the sausage, the egg, and the pancake with the noodle, and the like a very like a syrupy, but very like syrupy, but not too sweet broth. It was pretty banging.
Okay.
That was pretty banging.
Now, you tried peach Coca-Cola and Pepsi from China.
Banging, amazing. Wish they had that here. Would love that. Would buy that all the time. I'd be addicted to that. That was nice. That was nice.
And so
Both
it
of
was
them.
just regular Pepsi.
That was peach.
Oh, it was peach Coca-Cola and
Peach flavored, yeah.
Pepsi?
Peach flavored Pepsi and peach Coke. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Both of them.
Okay.
I think the Coke was better if I remember correctly. I
All
think.
right. And that you're a big fan of Snapple peach tea.
Oh, yeah. Right now I'm drinking Gold Peak though. As of this very second, I go between them. Gold Peak's my side.
So let me ask you this question this way. Has there been any Oreo that you haven't liked?
Oreo, I'd have to look back at the one that Justin and I did a couple of months ago. Maybe like 8 months ago, because I think there was one in there. Justin's a harder critic with those than me, because a lot of them. Oh yeah, there was one on the last 6-hour special. I didn't like. I think the peach Oreo and the strawberry raspberry one. I don't think I like those.
Okay.
Those were from, I think, China.
All
I
right.
think we had the peach one. I didn't like that too much. And strawberry raspberry or blueberry raspberry, one of those two was like half and half. Did not like that. Those two for sure I didn't like. And I think there might have been one in the one Justin and I did like 8 months ago.
Okay. Walmart Pop-Tarts.
They were good. Nothing wrong with them.
All right. And let me see here.
We got
Two
a lot
more.
more on the way.
A lot more on the way. Peeps flavored Pepsi.
Ugh, that was a mess.
That sounds
Listen to
nice.
this. This is what happened. This is a little fun, little cute story. Okay. So when I had the Peeps Pepsi, I said, I already know what they did. I mean, there's no way they didn't do this. I would be shocked if they didn't do this. What they did was they took their marshmallow flavor and they just put it in that one and they repackaged it as Peeps. Because like I think it was this summer or last summer. No, it was last summer because I did this happened like last December. So they ended up coming out with the s'mores pack, the limited edition, where you won it. Now, a lot of times with those things, I'll just buy it on eBay because I usually don't win them, obviously. So I'll buy them. That cost me like $130 for three of them. Okay. It was a chocolate Pepsi, graham cracker Pepsi, and the marshmallow Pepsi. Okay. Like this big, each one. Very small. And they're like, you mix them together, it tastes like a s'mores. So I do the taste test. I knock them all out. I think I mix them together. I do the whole thing. I'm done. I go to click end on the video, and the video recording begins.
Oh no.
Not recording the whole time. $130 right down the drain.
Oh no.
So that is how I knew, though, from having that, because I didn't like any of them. But when I tasted the Peeps one, I go, these they think they're slick, huh? This ain't no Peeps. This is marshmallow. This is a regular. Peeps are not a marshmallow per se. They have like that grainy sugar, like they have a different taste to them. That ain't no Peep. A marshmallow and a Peep taste different, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it has a flavor. A marshmallow really doesn't have a flavor per se, but a Peep has like a kind of like a grainy, sugary coating, and there's like an extra yellow dye flavor to it. It's way better than eating a marshmallow. So these lazy just they just said, hey, we got the marshmallow one, throw it out. Repackage. And they had to have done it because it tasted exactly the same. So I'm on to you. I know what you did.
Pepsi's been served.
It's a smart move, though. I'm not gonna knock it. It's a smart move. Why not? But you could have added something else in there. Could have threw a little pizzazz in there.
All right. So the taste test of all taste tests. Sustramen.
Dude, that was the greatest. That was so much fun. That was one of the funnest things I've ever
Would
done.
you like to explain to everybody what sustramen is?
So we can even you should play it. You got to play it again. We got to watch it. We got to watch it. It's like 2 minutes. So stramen is a fermented fish from Sweden that for the last 10 years of my life, basically, maybe even more, I've been watching people open on YouTube because they say when you open it, the most horrendous smell you will ever encounter will come out of that can. It is highly suggested on the can that you should not, it's on the directions to open it outside in a bucket of water, okay? Because that smell has made grown men lose their minds. Every time I watch the video, you hit that, guys are ready to vomit. They may be even vomiting. They cannot handle more than like 2 seconds in that room. So 6-hour special is coming up. I didn't, I wanted to find a way to start the special, and I was really racking my brain, and then it finally came to me, and I go, Sustramen. And it was there was no better time to do it because they were closing the church down. And I said, we're not going to be there. Nobody's going to be. No, it's not even like we're not going to be there. We're handing it off to somebody. Nobody's going to be there for a long time, okay? There was no plans of another person coming down there to start working. So if there was any time to bomb a place with a smell, it was this time. That's exactly what we did. You got to play it. This was epic.
Sustramen has been touted as the smelliest food in the world. With just one pop of the can, it has left people in a state of shock and ready to vomit. Let's see if it's the real deal. All right, I am not a happy boy at all. Oh. 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 It's like egg and vinegar. Oh, I don't get it. Oh. 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 Look. It's wafted out. It's like a fart. Like a bad fart. With like a fart with pepper. This is what it looks like. Oh, my head, it's hurting my head. Getting a headache. Oh, that feels disgusting. Oh, taking one out. It smells. Tastes like texture. It's like I couldn't even chew it. Let me try. The salt is outrageous. No. I took a bite. You saw me take a bite.
Yeah, you took a bite. I wouldn't. You did enough. I feel like I'm being overcome by the fumes. I'm gonna turn on the fan.
Turn on the fan. I'm done. Am I done?
You're done.
Can I be done?
Yes, you're done.
That was so insane.
I started smelling it.
Dude, we went home and we smelled it on us. It wasn't even on us, though. It didn't spill on us. It didn't pop on, nothing. I smelled it all night, and I was like, in the morning, it went away. But then, so after that, I say, what are we going to do with it? Like, we have to get rid of it. And Pastor rightfully says, throw it in the toilet and flush it. So that's what I did. I dump them in the toilet. Put it put the can in a black bag that will be thrown away at my building in the dumpster. We get in the car and we're like, yo, this bag is booming right now. It's like stronger than ever. We could smell it. And Pastor's like, that's kind of crazy because you left one of them in the can or something? I was like, one? All of them are in there. There's like 6 fish in there. And he's like, what? And that's when it hits me. I go, oh, I just dumped the juice in the toilet. And all the fish are still in that bag. Like, it didn't compute until that moment that's what I did. And man, was that one of the worst car rides I've ever had to experience. My head was out of the window like a dog.
And
you're
like, let's just throw the bag out.
Dude,
I'm like,
I was
no,
like, please let's
no,
throw
they're
it
gonna
out
find something that says St. James or
I was
Pastor
waiting.
Moran.
I was waiting for like the hazmat team to come to the building.
And they're gonna be knocking on my door, going, "We found some really strange stuff. Can you come down to the station and
he's gonna get
explain
a
to
felony
us
for this.
what died or what was killed?"
This is a biohazard. I was waiting for the letter to come into for the resident letter to come for all the residents in the building. Like, what did you guys do? We don't know what y'all just dumped in the dumpster, but we gotta call like a special cleanup crew because that thing, it just got worse. Like, it wasn't like in the videos where you open it and it was immediately, I mean, that's what it looked like on my video. Like, when I immediately opened it, it was pretty wild, but it wasn't as crazy as the other videos. So I was kind of let down a little bit, but the more we left it out, it got crazy. Like, I was going to vomit when the video was over. I was in the room for maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes at that point, and I had to go outside. We went upstairs, and it was coming up the steps.
Yeah,
it was bad,
upstairs.
man. It was bad. I left my tripod there. I got home, and I was like, yo, I left my tripod. I am not going back. That is doomed, right? It's like Chernobyl over there. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. What? That was one of the funnest things I've ever done on my show, though. That was one of the best. I had so much, and I
got to give you a lot of credit for even trying to eat it.
Because you know what it is? I don't do a lot of things like that on the show. A lot of like the guys do the spicy stuff. So it's like, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta go in. I have to try my best to really do this. You know, like I don't do the spicy stuff. So whatever I gotta do on this one, I'm gonna eat it if I can. But it was unbearable to eat because it's just like, it would be fine if it was prepared well. If you soaked it, chopped it up, all that shit, because it's like kind of a big sardine. But just the smell with the texture fucked me up. So it was just like kind of hard to eat.
So people who really do eat this stuff, open it in a bucket of water.
Yeah, I think they soak it and
then they soak it to get the salt out.
Yeah. And I think they do whatever else. If that wasn't a salad properly, it'd probably be great. I'm assuming, but like that, insane. And the best part, like, just that whole day was great because waking up, I'm just like, God, Pastor has like no idea what's coming today. All day I'm thinking like I'm walking around the church laughing and laughing. But I'm just like, he has no clue what's about to happen. And all day I'm like, listen, I was telling you, whatever we got to get out of here, let's get it out and then we'll shoot the video. I'll tell you like 3 times. I'm like, let's get everything out of here and then we'll shoot the video.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
Because I'm like, we don't want to spend any time in here. Because I didn't know how bad it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then 6
Well,
hour
we end the
special.
episode the same way every time,
Prayer.
with a prayer. So let us pray. And Father God, I thank you that Griddy could come on tonight, and that God, we ask a blessing on next week's Iron Sharpens Iron with Reverend Collins. And Lord, we lift up anybody that has experienced the loss of a loved one, the loss of somebody that they know. That, Lord, we ask that you be there to give them strength and that you keep them encouraged and that you help dry their tears. So, Lord, we just ask a blessing on everybody that is listening tonight or during the day. And that, God, I ask that you give them a sense of joy from your Son, Jesus Christ, a sense of joy that eclipses any other feelings, a sense of joy that keeps us going and keeps us keeping on. So we pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Good night.
GN.